Very, very simple, straightforward. We're gonna kind of just go from head to toe today. So kind of get that body moving. And then we'll kind of build on from last week a little bit, okay? So we'll simply start with our neck first. So that basically we call it this, like, this is the headquarters, right? So everything, you know, goes through here essentially. So really important we kind of keep, you know, supple and mobile through our neck. We're gonna start with something very, very simple to start off with, the chin to the chest first. And then we're going to look to lift the chin up, boom, to the ceiling, and then tuck the chin onto the chest again. So nice and simple. So in the meantime, when we do this with the neck, let's have those hands down towards the ground at all times. So we just depress the shoulders. We're going to simply just, well, this is what we call yes. Okay, so just nodding our head. I'm being mindful that we're not arching from the lower back or slumping into the lower back. From here, we'll simply tighten the head side to side. Okay, so this is what we just call no. Try to keep your eyes open and, you know, give yourself a little target to kind of look at, so you can try look a little bit further around with every turn. Now, don't try to set a PB, meaning don't crank your neck up, just be mindful. Okay, from here, the third one is going to be, this is a little bit tricky. So if you can look at your screen, you're going to bring your ears to the shoulders. Okay, so imagine a nose is going to be facing forward at all times. We're just going to bring our ear to the side, top, and to the side. Now, it's not a crooked or like, you know, hunching kind of thing, so just be mindful, okay? And this just kind of gets into the upper traps a little bit. Now, today, what I want to do is, okay, we just had the 4 days off, so rather than just kind of going hard, you know, kind of loading the joints like last week a little bit, I just want to really get the body and the spine in particular really supple after the last 4 days off. I'm pretty sure you guys, you know, kind of were similar to me, where we're trapped obviously in your house, not being able to do cool things like you normally would be. Okay, so body's a little bit different. So what we're going to start to do from here, just staying to the head. Okay, I'm going to face sideways. Now this looks a little bit funky, so just be mindful. I want to place one hand on top of my chest and the other hand on small of my lower back. Okay, and the idea here is I want to make sure my spine is not moving. Okay, because what I'm going to do with my head, okay, is eyes on the horizon. I'm going to protract my head, meaning I'm going to make my head carriage forward. And then I'm going to give myself as many double chins as possible by retracting ahead. So chin tucks in. So we're going to simply just do this forward and backward motion. Okay, you're just going to keep doing that, okay, for the next 40 seconds. It's very straightforward. And the idea here, guys, okay, is you're not tucking the chin in yet. You're just nice and simple, eyes on the horizon, okay? You want to really make sure this retraction is pulling the head back. Give yourself as many chins as possible. Okay? That's a good thing. From here, nice and straightforward. And again, this is not fast, okay? Just subtle and just notice anything in the body, especially obviously in the neck. So the idea here is we're trying to glide the joints. Okay, keep it going. Okay, so from here, we're gonna add another layer to this. Okay, these are called little like neck rolls. Now the idea again is there's a glide of this, imagine this like your joints here, you're gliding. Now we're gonna get a little glide and rotation in there as well, okay? So what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna, again, have those hands on our stomach and small back and chest. We're going to protract our head, but from here, now we're gonna go tuck the chin onto the chest, and then we're going to give ourselves double chin, and then boom, look forward. So now we're going to this nice and weird looking rotation or circle, okay? And again, doesn't need to be super fast, so I'm doing a little bit of fast, but okay, want to make sure we're reaching as far forward as possible, chin tucks into the chest, we're going to pull the head back and boom. You're going to continue that motion, okay? Being really mindful, okay, of how much the neck is moving, where is it moving from, okay, and noticing any kind of, you know, niggles or dull aches or anything like that. This should feel a little bit free. I've just realized I'm wearing my top inside out. Amazing. Keep it going. And pause there. Now, before we kind of reverse it, guys, I want you to just kind of sit onto your toes. Now, make sure you sweep your hands under and get that pinky little guy. So we're going to be just sitting our heels as much as we can or bum into our heel. So just open the spaces in our bottom of feet. So what we're going to do is reverse this circle. So again, hands in the position. We're going to give ourselves double chin first. Chin tucks into the chest. Then we're going to reach forward, come into that forward protraction position, and then retract. So now we're going to go the other way. Again, slower the better, okay? Beautiful. Nice. Now make sure your spine is not moving. So we're not like, doing the spinal waves yet. This is a whole different beast, right? So the idea is to keep this spine rigid as possible and just move the top half of it, okay? So neck is obviously still part of your spine, but we want to keep everything upstairs in that headquarters. Keep it going. Nice. This is good. And boom, rest. Okay, so from here, guys, okay, so feet are still tucked under right now. So I just want you to come off there, and you're going to just look to step forwards and backwards for now, okay? So we're just going to, again, when we come up, I want you to squeeze the butt. So imagine you're going to open the hips up. So at no point should I be kind of, when I'm coming up, not like this. I'm like, boom, okay, get that butt on, and bang, drive it back. If it's too uncomfortable, guys, we can just hinge at the hips and just be like here. That's okay as well. We can also have our hands on the ground. But otherwise, really drive the glutes up and bang. Okay, now, from last week, okay, building on, what we're going to do is we're going to place one hand on top of the heels. We're going to use our butt like we just did to lift the hips forward. And then look at this. We're going to look at our hands reaching back behind us. And then we're going to sit back onto the butt. Okay, sorry, onto the heel. So again, we're going to push the heel down, butt comes forward. Look at those fingers and slow control down. So we want to see this nice little rotation happening from the mid back. Now, a big non-negotiable here, guys, is to make sure that we're squeezing the butt at all times, okay? Otherwise, we're going to just arch that lower back and everything's going to dump into the lower back. So keep it going for me, okay? Just nice and simple. Push the heels down, look at the fingers, boom. Okay, boom. So we're just opening the feet up, a little bit of the spine still. Okay, keep it going. So hips come forward, more will. Yeah, that's better. Nice. Okay. Again, really drive the hips as far forward as possible, guys. Beautiful. Okay, last one. Nice. Awesome. So from here, you can just, boom, okay, rest back onto your shins a little bit, okay? We're going to be off the legs in a minute, okay, very soon. But quickly going into our wrist, now, as I explained last week, again, non-negotiables, okay? So we are only strong as our weakest link. So what I want to do today is something slightly different. You're going to put your thumbs together and the heel of the palms together, and you're going to give me this position here. So fingers are nice and spread, okay? From here, we're going to put that guy onto the ground. Fingers are nice and wide still. And look at this, you're going to lift, okay, the chest up proud. We're going to go into one kick-ass big circle, going one way, and then we're going to go the other way. Now, again, the idea here is to get into those nooks and crannies we otherwise would never get into, okay? We really need to be comfortable loading the wrist up in different positions. And you may feel a slight discomfort, which is to be expected, okay? So I want you to kind of just, essentially the way we frame it is, tease, okay, that discomfort, but you're not pushing through any discomfort or pain, okay? That's not smart. So again, yes, discomfort is okay, but pain is not okay. So from here, nice big circles. From there, guys, we're going to turn our fingers back towards ourselves, okay? Now for this one, I want you to bring your knees a little bit further back, okay? So maybe under your hips, push the ground away from you. Naturally, your forearms are locked here. We're going to simply just scoot back towards the heels and then boom, rock forwards. So just nice and easy, rocking forwards and backwards. We're just opening the forearms up here. So, whether you're grappling or whether you're doing striking, okay, so obviously, wrists are super important. If you're a desk jockey, your wrists are still important. So, okay, it's amazing how much we use these, but fail to look after these. So from here, guys, I want you to stay back and I just want you to kind of sway side to side. So again, you're going to look and try experiment with loading different areas, okay, in that falling back position. So make sure you're sitting back onto your heels a little bit, okay, as much as you can. And you're going to just sway side to side. Now, from here, my fingers are back. This is where we're currently at. What we're going to do is we're going to turn the hands forward, And then look at this. I'm going to turn my fingers back again, but this time with my shoulders turning in. Now, this is what we call an internal rotation position, which is a not so stable position. So be mindful with this. You can bend your elbows to get yourself in a position. And then I want to look at this. Let's go all together. Then I want to posture up. Try to lock the elbows out the best you can. Now lift the heart up. And then we're going to just sway side to side here to start off with. Okay. Notice the elbows are always locked here. Okay. And the reason for that, guys, is because if my elbows are locked and my shoulders are proud, everything has to just come through the wrist, right? If I'm bending my elbows and doing this, that's not my wrist loaded, okay? So from here, let's kind of start to go forwards and backwards a little bit. And then hands forward, hands forward. I'll turn side to you guys. From there, now the palms face up. Now, guys, make sure, okay, the hands can be close to your knees. So that way, most of the work is actually happening from the legs. The better you get at this, that, you know, with time, you can start to go out a little more in front of you, okay? So again, you want to have that mild discomfort, but you want to be able to do these movements really well. So again, proud chest, palms are faced up. Okay, so palms, you're into this area of the wrist here. Okay, now if that means you have to do it one at a time, that's okay as well. But otherwise, proud chest, we're going to just kind of fall forwards. This should be okay. When we sit back, that's when we start to close the joints up, and that's where the discomfort's going to be. So we're going to rock forwards and backwards. Okay, remember the elbows are locked at all times. And then we're going to just stay back, and then we're going to squeeze our fingers. This is what we call gorilla grip. So big squeeze, okay, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, big spread of the fingers. Now again, squeeze the fingers again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Last one, big squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big release, and okay, sit back, shake it off. Fingers interlace together, heel of the palms together, elbows okay, tight against the body, and then you're gonna just kind of give me big circles, 5 going one way. And again, you may feel clicking and just weird, and then let's change directions. You may actually find the coordination from one side to another side is very, very different. Okay, so from here, guys, okay, little hip opener. So again, this is just what we call the runner's lunge with rotation. You would have done this in some shape or form at some time. So the idea here is to kind of get into the hips, okay? Start to kind of, you know, let the hips, the hamstring, the glutes and stuff like that know what's to kind of come. But also we're going to actually combine a little bit of a spine work, okay? So a setup from last week, simple to remember. One knee up, one knee down. Let's start with this position first, okay? So from here, you want to make sure your heels are roughly under your knees, if not slightly ahead, okay? Not like this, because this way there's a lot more loaded in the knees because my heels need to be comfortably on the ground at all times. My hands will be on the inside of the legs. From here, look at this. I'm going to curl my back toe, lift the back knee up off the ground. Now, I'm going to just rock forwards and backwards. Now, this is my opportunity to kind of essentially, okay, balance myself a little bit. So I want about, okay, make any micro adjustments that you need to, but you want to be able to have 50-50, okay, weight distribution from the front leg and the back leg. And if that's okay, look at this back knee. You want to make sure it's straight. And the way to do that is you're going to squeeze that butt. You're going to also, if I do this from the front, you're also going to make sure this knee here, the front knee, you're going to hug that knee. So again, you're going to use the butt, okay, the front and the back at the same time. So from here, the hand that's closest to the front leg, you're going to drop the elbow towards the ground without dropping the knees. Okay, for 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to slowly draw that arrow. Keep it close, rotate. You're going to reach to the ceiling and keep lifting towards the ceiling for 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And you're going to come down again for 3, 2, 1. Draw that arrow nice and big. Reach to the ceiling, look to the ceiling for 2, 1. Down. 3 more. Let's go. And 3, 2, 3. Nice and high. 3, 2, 3. Down. 3, 2, 4. Nice and proud. 3, 2, 4. Slow, smooth. Last one. 3, 2, 5. Big rotation, big reach. 3, 2, 5. Both hands on the ground, back knee on the ground. Let's switch sides. So again, one knee up, one knee down. Both hands in line with the front feet, but they're inside of the leg. Curl the back toe, lift the back knee off. Now from here, let's kind of just give ourselves a little wiggle. Okay, so a little shift of the weight forwards and backwards. Make any micro adjustments that you need to, because technically you should be able to lift your hands off, okay, using both legs. Okay, from here, everything's nice and firm. Hug the knee. We're gonna drop the elbows down for first. 3, 2, 1. Rotate, reach. 3, 2, 1, and down. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2. 3, 2, 3. And 3, 2, 3. 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4. Last one. 3, 2, 5. Nice and high. 3, 2, 5. Beautiful. From here, back and down. Now, from here, okay, just kind of while I'm doing this, I just want you to be sat on your heels, okay, like so, and you're gonna either be bouncing up and down or little shifts side to side, okay? So as you're doing this, guys, what we're gonna go into next, okay, is this is a 90-second work, so a minute and a half work. What I want you to do is have your feet under your hips when I say so. From there, we're going to we're gonna tuck the chin slowly onto the chest. We're going to draw that belly button to the back of the spine and slowly slump forward. Let the weight of the head and the hands just bring you down. Legs are always straight. Okay, slow, smooth. You may touch the ground, you may not touch the ground, that's okay. From there, then you're gonna squeeze the butt and the hamstring. You're gonna draw that tummy to the back of the spine and slowly come up. Okay, chin is the last thing to come up off the body. Squeeze the shoulder blades, push the chest forward, and reverse the process again. So chin tucks in. We're gonna try articulate our spine one vertebra at a time, okay? So again, this is not a super fast movement. This is not just hinging, okay? This is not just falling forward. It may feel like that, but you want to make sure you slowly tuck the chin in, soften the spine up. See how I'm rounding my upper back first. Really want to keep everything blocked from here until I get to that level, and then boom, that comes into play. So let's get on our feet, okay? Just nice and straightforward. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. So just nice and easy. Start with the chin tucked into the chest first. Slowly let the weight of the head and the hands just start to bring you forward. Okay, the hands can stay close to you guys. Make sure the chin is tucked in to the chest, right? So the head is really heavy. Your ears are trying to go through, trying to smell your knees. And then you're gonna reverse the process slowly. Nice. Roll the shoulders back, lift the head up, push the chest forward, and again, reverse that process. Tuck the chin into the chest, round the shoulders. Start to fall towards the ground again. Okay, slow. And again, the slower you go, the more things you're going to notice. Okay, so for some of us, you may feel this with the hamstring, maybe the calf, maybe the back. Okay, not in a bad way, just in a restricted way. That's cool. Okay. When you're at the bottom, when you're coming down, guys, really think about closing that gap between yourself and the legs. Okay, so think about you're going to smell the knees essentially. Keep the body still soft. You got last 25 seconds from here, so you should be able to get at least one more rep in there. Again, no PB is required. Okay, so this is not to see how many can you get in that minute and a half. This is not about how fast can you do it. Just slow. Okay, just smooth. Nice, awesome. Okay, just finishing that rep off, okay? Don't rush it, take your time. So again, building from last week, let me just get this guy up a little bit higher like this. So building from last week, we're going to go into something called the Cossack squats, okay? So for this, what's gonna happen, guys, I'm gonna turn sideways. You're going to heel toe out, okay? And you wanna have the legs roughly about double the shoulder width apart. Now, depending on your levers, so I'm vertically challenged, which makes me cry every night, so I'm pretty small. So I don't have to have that much of a wide leg. Depending on how restricted you are or how mobile you are as well, it will depend on how far the legs. But the key thing here is you wanna be in a position where you can have your toes face forward, not out, okay? And then what I want to do is keeping one leg straight. So you're gonna sit into one corner, reach your hands, okay, forward, and look at this, my knees bent, I'm sitting back into my heels and my butt, essentially. Can everybody just come and meet me down here for the first one? Nice, Will, you probably have to go a little bit wider, buddy. Okay, boom, there it is. And then you're gonna come up, squeeze the butt to stand tall. Beautiful. From here, we'll go to the other side. Again, hands forward. Yeah, nice, Mel, that's good. Beautiful, and drive up. Okay, so toes are forward, And again, one more time, each side. So hands are forward. Again, let the hips, okay? So if you look from the side, I'm actually falling forward. I'm hinging. I'm not trying to do this, okay? I'm not cranking the lower back up. Then we use the butt to stand up and then go to the other side again. So boom. Beautiful. And drive her up. Okay, just give me this if that was okay. Beautiful. So a couple of things, guys, okay? We're going to be taking this in a little bit of flow now, but, okay, really important. If you go too wide, which you may want to do because you start to feel a little bit loose, but look, as I come through, I'm not going to be stable. So make sure you're not too wide either, okay? Too short, you can see how I can't really go into position, but if I go too wide, then see how this knee is going to take brunt of the work. So you want to be in a position where you can, boom, load this guy up, okay? So what we're going to do here, guys, we're going to do this, okay? Just to each side to kind of get the bearings first. Just come and sit into one side for me, doesn't matter which one. Now, we're not going to come up. Imagine the sit bones are going to be dragged on the ground. You're going to slowly slide, keep the hips heavy, and you're going to feel all that goodness in the inner thighs come into play. Now, squeeze the quad, nice and strong. Okay, Alex, leg straight, there it is. That's better. And then slowly to the side. Now, the heavier we get, the more loading of the tissues we get. Last one each. Okay. Toes are still facing forward. Both weight are through the heels. Squeeze that quad. Last one. Slide. Squeeze the quad, leg straight. Good. And drive up. Okay. Was that okay? Beautiful. So now we're going to bring the spine that we've been warming up, okay, and the hips that we've been kind of warming up a little bit. So these are little kind of like Cossack rotations. So what I want to see happen here is I'm going to just basically let the spine, okay, do what it needs to do. We're going to sit in one corner. Look at this. I'm going to touch the ground as much as possible, okay, and nice and big. So I don't want to kind of have the hands off the ground. I want you to make as big circle as possible, and you're going to see how far you can go over with this hand in front of you to the other side. And then look, you're going to slowly shift to the other side. You're going to try and make a big imaginary circle, boom, reach. So we're going to stay nice and low, okay? We can use the hands to support ourselves on the ground, and I don't want the hands to leave the ground at any point. We're going to do this for a minute. Now, what's going to happen here is your body's going to start to relax, which means you're going to go deeper. But then because you're not strong there, you're going to start to feel like dull aches and stuff like that. So be mindful of that, okay? Don't kind of, try kind of set PBs, so personal best or anything like that, but just kind of feel the position. We're going to do this for a minute. And again, the idea is not to kind of try to do as many as possible. It's to kind of just take it slow and see how far you can reach. All right, we ready? We're going 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Okay, so we're this nice Cossack. Okay, nice and deep and strong. Okay, transferring that weight side to side. Boom. Okay, make sure that one knee is bent and one leg is straight. And again, even if you can't come over too much, that's cool. Keep it going. Yeah, nice. Mel, it's the other way. So stay on the side. You're going to reach the other side. Keep the knee bent. That's it. As much as possible first. And then now slowly slide and the hands come to the opposite side. There it is. And you want to make those, 2-point contact a little bit smoother. That's it. Keep it going. Nice, Will. Same thing with you, buddy. Okay, so cool. Go to one side. Yeah. But the hands reach the other side, Will. Okay, so stay the knee on that side. Yeah, so you're going to keep the knee bent on this side, but reach the other side. To the straight leg side. There it is. That's the boom. And then now slide to the other side as the hand starts to reach to the straight leg side. There it is. Keep it going, guys. And rest. All right, let's just take a knee. Have a quick sip of water if you need to. Oh, yeah. Everybody still okay and alive? How are the hips feeling? Cool. So I'm just kind of noticing, do you guys have anything you can put your feet up on? So, cool. So from here, that was kind of most of the inner thighs, okay? So we're gonna kind of now look at the hip flexors and the spine, the hamstrings, which obviously back of your legs, okay, and the spine a little bit. Now, a lot of the work that we were doing last week was like around these things called elasticity drops, right? So we were on this guy here. So we're going to prepare ourselves to do this again. So all I want to see happen here is this is the position we want to be in. So what I want you to do is just kind of put your fingertips in front of your knees. Okay, and then we're going to simply just look at my butt. It's not going to come high. Okay, I'm going to just fall back onto my heels and boom. So ideally, if you can start to get the heels flat towards the ground, that's great. Okay, so you can notice it's even hard for me. Okay, so just nice and simple. You're going to just be rocking forwards and backwards. And if this feels really comfortable, you're going to try to stay light on those fingertips. Okay, and then what I want you to do from here is you're going to come up and you're going to stay in this nice and low position. Notice I'm into balls of my feet. So I'm loading the areas that we've kind of been warming up. Now from here, you're going to squeeze your butt. You're going to actually counterbalance. You're going to start to fall forward for the knees as you fall back, trying to lightly touch the ground. Hands come back to the ground. Push yourself up. Now get nice and tall first. And again, slowly, boom. Now I want to take 10 of these, okay? Now this is really hard, meaning if you're just dropping to the ground, I'd rather kind of just, boom, be here. You're going to see how far you can go. And slowly kind of just placing your knees on the ground, pushing back up. Let's go. Nice and easy. Nice. That's good out. So you want to make sure you actually fall back a little bit. So look at the ceiling maybe a little bit. Yeah, and the butt needs to be on. Okay, so if you notice, okay, as I come through, I'm actually trying to open this hip up. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So you're going to feel that big pull through the quads, but really you're loading the balls of your feet, so bottom of your feet. So with a lot of footwork and stuff like that, it's the health of the feet is really, really important. Nice. After 10, I promise that's it. Okay, there's no second round, no second, third set. I know it sucks, but so again, just a little reminder, we call this like the not so glamorous work, right? So no one wants to fucking do this shit by themselves because it's not glamorous. Doesn't get many likes on Instagram. Anyway, so from here, once you've done 10, keep it going. Now, again, we're going to be in the same position as before, okay, but look at this. The hands can be, okay, fingertips on the ground. Now, the more flexible you are through the hamstring, you want to be a little bit more ahead with the hands, okay? The tighter you are, the closer you want to be. So just watch the movement first. What we're going to be doing here, guys, okay, we're going to go for 90 seconds. Again, this is slow and smooth. You're going to have the fingertips on the ground, okay? Now, if you're flexible enough, what you're going to do is you're going to look at this, okay? Bring the head into the body. You're going to look to flatten your hands onto the ground and push your knees back behind you as you smell the knees. So again, from here as you come down, you can come to the fingertips, back into that little tight ball. Okay, so if you're really tight, look at this, you can stay on the fingertips, okay, and you may not be like, straight in the legs, which is cool, but the intention needs to be there. And again, you'll come through. If you're really flexible, you can go out in front of you, and then look at this, heels flatten, okay, we can push, and really try bring that chest towards the knees, okay? So there's basically different levels to this, okay? So choose a level that's right, appropriate for you. The key thing here is I want this to be mostly through the hamstring. The more we can press into the ground, the more the upper back and spine can come into play as well. So everything on the back of the body that you can't normally see in the mirror is being worked here. So let's go for a minute and a half, okay? Nice and easy. So tight ball, okay? We'll go in 3, 2, 1. So depending where you are, you can flatten your arms, sorry, the palm of your hands, push, compress, just pause here for a second or two, and then slowly untuck, bend the knees, boom, proud. And again, lift the bum up nice and high in the air, okay? Keep it going to the ceiling, really push the knees back or the legs back behind you, pause there for a second or two, and then come down slowly. Beautiful, and keep it going, guys. So just at your tempo, okay? So we should be able to get about 8 to 10 reps in here, okay? That little pause at the top is really important. Nice. Okay, really push around away and lift that bum to the ceiling. Nice, and tuck the chin in, like really try compress. You use your abs to really, okay, close that gap between your torso and your thighs. Okay, you got last 30 seconds here. Again, just take it, it's nice and simple. Really compress, really that second or two pause at the top. You're trying to make yourself as big and small at the same time. It sounds really counterintuitive. So big as in your ass is up in the air, legs are as straight as possible, and small as in like you want to really tuck the head towards the knees. Okay, to really close that gap between yourself. Okay. And really try pushing to the ground. So like, if you feel like, if your heel of the palm can push into the ground, let's do that. So those guys who are on their fingertips, let's actually look to kind of, let's flatten our palm fans into the ground. Now flatten the heels and now push, 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 push. Come on, compress, compress, compress. There it is. That's better. Excellent. Keep it going. And finish the last rep off, guys. Boom. Okay. And then we're just going to simply sit down. Okay. Everybody's still alive. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So from here, that was the hamstring. Okay. Now, the other key thing here is, okay, whether when we say kind of busy lifestyle, so either, whether you're really, really sporty and when you do kind of a lot of different stuff, activity wise, people kind of like, they say like, I've got weak glutes and stuff like that. Well, your stabilizer have to be always working, which means they're always tight. Now, you can be either sat down most of your day and for it to be weak and not efficiently working, or you could be like really, full of beans and doing so much activities or exercising and that sort of stuff, and they could still be tight because it's overworked. So we're going to look at these kind of hip external rotators, okay? Now, the couple of key things with this, guys, is, again, there'll be different levels, okay, in terms of how restricted you are from the hips, which then can cause trouble on the knees. So make sure there is not even discomfort in the knees. This is a big, big thing, okay? So you're not trying to push through any pain. We call this the active physio position. Now you would have seen this kind of like, some shape. So I'm just going to show you first. So again, the front leg doesn't need to be at 90 degrees. Okay. You can bend this front knee, okay, to position. Okay. So that way you can just protect your knees a little bit. So depending on how tight your hips are, okay, will depend on what's the angle of your knee joint essentially. From here, we're going to roll, and we're going to bring that hip, boom. Okay, nice and square. So from front on, what it actually looks like, okay, boom, boom. Now you notice this knee is outside my hips here, all right? So the tighter I am, okay, the more this knee will want to be out here, and you want to close this angle of the knee, okay? So let's see if it can just kind of give me this position here. So boom, in, okay, and if it's okay, I'd love for you guys to kind of see sideways. That way I can see the angle of your spine and as well as your legs. So Mel, just get away from me a little bit so I can see, most of your body. That's perfect there. That's good. That's good, Al. That's good. Nice. Okay, cool. So let's see if we can get to that position. Okay. Nice, everybody's looking good. Now look at this. The front toe, I want to curl towards the shin as much as possible. Now from there, if you look at my back feet, I want to curl those toes and try to lift the back knee off using your butt. Now this is really important. Great. Now from here, you're going to look at my elbows. They're going to hug to the side. So they're not going to flare out. They're going to hug. I want to slowly fall forward, and I just want to pause in this position here. Try to get the spine long. And then look at this. You're going to come up again, push into the ground. Good. And use your butt to lift yourself up. We're going to do 10 of these with a 10-second hold on the last one. Are you ready? Here we go. Hinge and up. That's 1. And let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On the 10 one, we're going to hold it. Now look at this, guys. If you can be strong, we can actually try to reach back and try to use our own strength. Okay, but if we're not, we can just use the ground as our best friend. But you want to be basically making sure that this glute on the side is basically working to hold ourselves up there. Front of the 4, 3, 2, 1. Push into the ground, and then boom, unravel yourself. Holy moly. Okay, so again, we'll go to the other side. Okay, so again, we'll just start with the basic setup first. And again, you'll notice one side is completely different to the other side. Okay, so imbalances that, you're going to have them. It's a universal law. The question is how much. Okay, so from here, once we're thinking we're in position, back toe, curl it under, lift the back knee up. Now from here, look at this, my spine, I'm cranking my back up if I'm just overarching my back. So you want to be in a position where you're not cranked, okay? And that's your home. From here, again, elbows hug. I'm going to reach forward. Come down for 1 and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one we're going to hold for 10, 9. If you want to reach back with your hands, try kind of use your own strength. That's okay. Totally fine. Great job, guys. Try to get the head off where it will. Okay, nice and proud. Get your hands into the ground, buddy. Good. Back knees off the ground. Glutes are on. 4, 3, 2, and slowly up and boom, down. All right. How's everybody feeling? We good? Cool. So we've got the last 2 minutes. Okay. So just kind of building on from last week. So you can notice, like, you know, we didn't kind of go really heavy on the hard kind of on the tissues last week. Like last week, essentially. So today, as I said at the start, you know, just get the body moving, get a little bit supple and so on. And we want to try and implement this type of work with more rhythm, you know, from next week onwards. So it's like, hey, active pigeon, let's go. Hey, Cossack rotations, let's go. That way we can start to add a little bit more complex work. And, you know, this kind of work still needs to be progressively overloaded, you know. So what I want to leave with you today is a little bit from last week, this analogy, okay? So your hands are warm, your hips are nice and loose, your spine is going. So this is a little bit of coordination. And if there are people here who do jiu-jitsu, you'll get this right away, okay? Which is basically, you know, someone's showing you a technique, someone's showing you a drill, and you're like, yeah, I got it, break. And you go and you're like, fuck, what was the first thing? So what I want to do here is just kind of just plant the seed in your head, what I'm looking for. This is a continuum from last week. Now, if you struggle with this, that's okay. You know, sit with it, practice it, you know, kind of, and we'll keep layering it up. If you find this easy, then I'm going to just give you another option. So building from last week, what I want to see happen here, guys, okay, I'm just going to show you. We're in this nice and low position. We'll come into this crawling position. From here, look at this. I'm going to do under switch. My knees come up, through. I'm going to come back, okay? Back to the standing position. And again, boom, under switch, proud chest, arms straight, back through. Can I just have a look at 5 of these per side? Okay, let's see it. If you've never done this before and it looks really weird, that's okay. I want you to still have a crack at it and see whether you can figure it out. Okay, my knees are always up off the ground. Okay, so bum is always off the ground. Okay, keep it going. 5 per side, nice. And you want to make sure you land with your hands and feet at the same time. It's not one after the other. So you want to have that control when you turn. So it's not just a sudden rotation. You got to control that rotation. Hey, better, good. Nice. Both knees are bent. Okay, there's no need to straighten them well. Okay, just keep them bent, buddy. So from here, we can just bah, boom, bah, boom. Okay. Nice. Once you've done, okay, 5 per side, just take a knee so I know you guys are done. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so if you guys actually looked pretty awesome there, okay? So that's pretty straightforward. So here's something that I want to leave you with, okay? So obviously, I'm going to just kind of watch you guys do another 5 with this particular thing, which is another addition. But here's my kind of, I guess, offering to you guys, right? So whether it be that variation or this new variation I'm going to show you, just kind of show 2 per side, film yourself do it, and then make sure you tag, okay, TG, homework. So kind of like the people know that you're doing some weird shit at TG. And just tag me as well, okay? So what we're gonna see happen here is this. Same position as before, but rather than kind of stopping here and then coming back, my challenge to you is this. You're going to get under switch, you're going to keep that leg up, boom. You're gonna come into a squat position. So from here, we're gonna start in a squat, okay? You're going to come forward. You know what that is like. You've already done this position. Rather than putting this leg on the ground or straightening it out, you're going to switch, boom, and then you're gonna come to this squat. So I'm going to do this twice, okay, each side. So this is your work. We're going to come forward, boom, back to squat, boom, the other way, back to squat. Now to make it look pretty, you can start to, boom, this leg that's coming through, you can get a leg straight, boom, up, okay? This leg can straighten up, and then boom. So there's a lot of like weight distribution, obviously deep hip mobility, all this kind of stuff required, right? Obviously the loading of the wrist and stuff like that. So I just want to see 5 per side, you guys having a go. We're going to finish the call and then see if you can film yourself doing 2 of these and like look at your first week of doing this. Okay, so let me have a look of how this goes. Let's get it. Okay, so think about making it look. Yeah, ooh, that was good. Remember, under switch. Yeah. Oi, nice. This is good. Okay, so you gotta land on that squat position. Okay, so from there I'm gonna bring you a little bit to the shade. I'm going to then unmute you all so I can hear you breathe. All right. How you guys doing?
Yeah, good.
That was really good.
So basically the challenge is, kind of just film yourself do 2 more reps per side. So go from one side to another side to one side to another side. And just tag, is it hashtag TG homeschool?
Yeah.
And just tag me like at Vic Hawksley on Insta. That'd be amazing, guys. So we can just kind of know what you guys are doing. Is that cool?
Yep.
Awesome work, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks, Vic.
Bye.